Hey there, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I would really love it if you give me a yes in the chat if you are able to hear and see me okay. And I know there's going to be probably a good 10-second delay before I see that. Please let me know if you have the ability to hear me. I do have fans going. I'm sorry about that, but we've got water damage in the house. And so we are needing to have the fans going to help make everything a little bit more comfortable again. So good. Can you hear me okay? So, you know what? We're going to get started right now because you guys have been waiting, and I honor the ones that show up early or on time. And the ones that show up real late, they're going to have to watch the replay. That's how I look at it. I'm not going to spend 5 minutes holding on, waiting for the latecomers. So glad you're here. Now, the way we're going to run this is I'm going to go ahead and do a show and tell, get in the back office, show you where everything is, show you how to get started, and then I'm going to take questions, okay? So that'll make it real easy because once you've seen what we've got and how it runs, hopefully that answers a lot of your questions, and if it doesn't, then we'll address any one of those that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to pop right on over to my Gotbackup, which I do have open, ready to go. And of course, the first thing you're going to come into, I've got to get back in because it's been a while, is your welcome screen. Okay. Now, this is my new, I actually have a new demo account that is only with me. And the reason why is because Joel was using the other one for some testing, and I think I accidentally exposed some personal information. Wasn't on purpose, and I don't generally do that, but YouTube didn't like it, took it down. So I want you to notice, not only do you have a video to watch on this front page, but you also have some little tabs here that help you get around. This one takes you over to the actual cloud board. If I go ahead and open that, I'll show that to you. Now, this is where you get started if you want to look at what you've already got set up. Of course, your promotional tools are right here. And this is just new. They just put this up, and it makes it really cool and easy for anybody. And a lot of people are always asking, where's the compensation? Well, here's the tab for that. And we've got 2 videos in here, plus we've got PDFs, 2 different ones that explain how you get paid. Okay? So, and then you might notice also you've got a whole bunch of stuff down this left side. First off, though, you want to know how to get started, okay? So we're going to go to the digital tools, and we'll pretend we didn't know about those tabs. And so right under Gotbackup is the Use This Tool tab, and it will automatically open up into our dashboard, okay? Most people are going to have the family value kit, which is six computers yearly, and you actually can share it with other people. The first thing you need to do is make sure and download the one download app that needs to come on your computer. I'm not a Macintosh, I'm a Windows. So I would download the Windows file. And I've already done that just for the make it easy. And this is what it looks like when you get it downloaded. It's a zipped file. Make sure that you actually extract it with this tab right here, or if you have a special extract software like I do, like this one, then you do it with that. But if you don't see any other place, make sure and click the extract all tab right here. And then what happens is it opens up a folder that looks like this. When we open that one up, the only thing that's actually going to be in here is what they call an exec file, which is your installation file. And you need to go ahead and follow through and install it into your hard drive. Now, in my case, I put it on a different drive. That's your choice. You can actually do that. I'm going to actually open that enough that you can find out about that part. And so if I actually go here and just hit next, it will actually install back into, see, it's telling me that I already have that, and you're going to install it. And the next thing that's going to happen is it's going to start closing everything and install it. But I actually don't want it to do that. We're going to close that. Okay. So the next thing that has to happen, and I think I closed the wrong one. I closed the app in here. It is supposed to show up in here, and oh, it did close. So let me show you what happens if you accidentally close your app. For Windows users, and Mac are probably similar, you simply click right here and start typing. You don't even have to click anything. Just start typing the word Gotbackup, and it will bring it up again. And I don't want it to install. That's why I told it to do that, because I've already gotten it installed. So now you can see here's my Gotbackup in my setup here. All right. And I'm going to right click this and click to my settings so you can see that things are running in the background. You can have as many different syncs going as you want. Like, for instance, if I open this up, you'll see that I have it actually backing up my download folder, because sometimes I leave it for a while and I don't get around to taking care of moving it or deleting it or whatever. So I have it backing up everything that's in my download folder, and it's probably a couple of gig because I have videos that I've done for the company or myself downloaded in there. And then you can see I also have some things happening in the C drive. I don't actually want it to get all the software, but it did that. I want it to do my docs, my documents. But here's another thing. I will be changing this probably and moving this folder once I have the new app that we're going to have soon. I know it's actually ready. The reason why they haven't released it yet is because they're still working to get the servers ready for the onslaught of the amount of people that are going to be now using their iPhones and their Androids. And so they're getting ready for that. So you can see I've got several things in here. I have a OneDrive, which somebody asked about that recently. One of the people that is going to come back into my team that actually quit from something else, but got real excited when he found out about Gotbackup, and he's going to become a team member again in just a short time. And he wanted to know what happens to OneDrive. Well, I've got OneDrive actually running on my computer. So I made sure that I had it in this backup. So it really is not hard to do this. I'm going to go ahead and show you how you would go about getting a new folder going. I'm going to start one on a new place so that you can see what you do. So I'm actually going to a different drive here, and I have pictures, I think, already lined up in here. I don't remember. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't want it to do that one. I want it to come in here. I have my pictures backed up, and I have this backed up, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Whoops. All you have to do is click it and select and go next. And you don't have to actually create a folder. You can do that if you want to. But I already have things going. So I'm going to go and tell it to go ahead and back up in Pictures from F and add. Okay, now it's going to create a new folder, and it's already going inside of here. That's why this is going again, because there is new backup information happening, and it's going to go. So there's actually two, and I need to probably take one of them out. But I wanted to make sure that you can understand exactly how to do this. Now, here's the other question I get a lot. What if I have no hard drive space and I want to be able to back up, but I don't want it on my hard drive or my computer? We're going to go ahead and we're going to auto log in. And in a few minutes, yep, there we are. There are no files in this. This is a brand new program that Joel fixed up for me. So it's not going to show that backup I just showed you because that's running on my own machine, not on this demo. But I'm going to pretend that this is my actual backup, and I'm going to create something, okay? I'm going to, first off, you can create a folder so that things are organized, or you can just let it go all in one place. It just depends on you, okay? But I'm going to actually show you how I got my download folder, okay? That might help if I can spell. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, click this folder right here, and as you can see, it's still empty. But now I'm going to upload what's in there, okay? So I'm going to actually go to my downloads, and I'm going to select all. So if I do a Control A and then open, it will upload all of it, and it's going to be a lot. And I'll take it out if I want to. But I want you to understand that you've got some choices here. So I'm going to go ahead and come back in here and see if we've got any new questions. Nobody seems to have questions. That's good. We'll go ahead and get back into our, oops, wrong place. I've got too many tabs open. Sorry about that. We'll go back to, okay, we're going to need to close, not look at this for a minute because it's working. Now, what's the problem? Say open, yes. Oh, it's doing two different ones. Oh, well. So we're going to go, oh, go away. Okay, so we're going to actually close that. Okay, it is going, so we're going to get back to our drive. Oh, it might have closed me down. That would be weird. Okay. All right. Well, it's okay to have fun sometimes. Sometimes we do have fun. Okay, this is it. Where is it? Okay, we'll just get this going and we'll get in there this way. That's not it. All right. I don't know why it's hiding from me, but I can get it back up in another folder. Let's do that. Okay, members login. So this is okay, here we go. All right. So, like I said, use the tool is right here. Now you might notice there's other tab. This tab is where you go to get all your resources for your Gotbackup, not just the links, but this is where the banners are, the ad copy, the social media stuff. And they've done a good job of putting together some really cool stuff. Now, here's what I want to make sure you understand, though. Just putting up ads all day long and not talking to people does not get people to say yes. So don't use that as an excuse not to talk to people. Now, you want to know where your leads show up, and this is not going to have any real information in it. It will show up in here, okay? So the pre-enrolled are going to show up here, and the number will be right here. Of course, we don't have anyone in this group, in this program. This is a dummy account. And if you want to know where all of the information is, once you have people that are in your team and in your pay line, you would go here, and they're going to show up here on Wednesdays. And then you have a few hours after that to actually place them. And like I said, this is a brand new dummy account, no information in here, so you won't find it, okay? This live webinar folder and the replays helps you get to the webinar where you are tonight. So as you can see, you can actually go to one of the replays, which they put in our own YouTube, our own video hosting program. When you start getting commissions, they will show up here. And also, that's where you're going to show up. People have been asking about the rank, and now that is now available to show people. And although there's no rank for this account, you can see the real people that are actually making rank here and showing up because they're getting sales. Very cool. So I think I've covered everything. Let me see if you guys have got, okay, where did I go? Oh. Let's see if you guys have got any questions. I don't see any questions. I noticed the arrows before my reference link. Do the arrows turn the link into a hyperlink? Yes, all of those can become hyperlinks, but inside the program itself, it doesn't hyperlink. You have to click it to get it outside of the program to make it become a hyperlink, okay? Or you can copy it and paste it wherever you want to paste it, okay? Oh, and I forgot, there's one other thing you probably would like to know. Oh, wrong one. And that is that you can create, let's go ahead and go back to the tools. You can actually create what's called a tracking link. So first thing you would do is click this. So you have a page open, right? And when you come down here, what he was asking is if this is clickable. This is not clickable right here. But if you copy it to a clipboard and put it somewhere, it becomes clickable. Or another thing you can do is create a tracking link. And this is particularly nice. It's going to show up later on. Right now I don't have it in here to show you, but you'll actually be able to tell who's been clicking or how many have been clicking. Say you have a solo ad you're going to send this to, and it's going to be on the 18th, which is a few days away. So I'm putting the actual date here, and then when I do that, guess what happens? This becomes a different link, right? So you can actually create and open this into a new window. This is now actually clickable when I did that. So you can copy and paste this Of course, it's got to have your username on it. And you might notice also that the username has been moved. It's right here. So this would be your link. Of course, it'd have your personal username right here, not this dummy account that we have going right now. So that's how you would do that. So now let's close that. Yes, please. All right. So I am able to log into the user's account with files for dashboard. Should I be able to see their data? And that depends on how your person that you're going to give that account to. You can make it completely private. Give them a temporary password, and tell them to change it if because they probably would prefer for it to be private. You shouldn't be looking at it unless they're okay with it. But one thing they can do is they can have a specific set of files that they're going to share with you. And remember, you have a share link that you can use, right? So that's what I would suggest. Yes, John, you don't get Payoneer in Canada. I believe it's Wise. But look in your back office under your profile to see what it says. Okay, how to share banner, good question. Let's go do that. So let's go back. And remember, the information is right here. So what you would do to share a banner is you actually would copy this right here. And that gives you the banner code to put where you want to put it, okay? You just simply click this little funny little button over here. And this one is to deactivate it, but we don't need to do that. And there's all sorts of sizes and shapes depending on where you're going to share it. Like these are really good size for the side of a blog. This 300 by 250 or something on that order. This one also, you want probably something fairly square, not long and narrow for a blog post. Although these do really well underneath a blog post, like part of your blog post. So you can do that with that. And each one of them allows you to just copy and then paste right wherever you're going to share it. Thank Justin for what? I don't know what that's about. That must be somebody having a conversation. So I don't see any other questions. Please feel free to ask questions. I'm going to actually take you now to my personal account just for the purpose of you seeing my backup. And you can't actually get a hold of it just from me sharing it. But I'm going to share this with you so you can see what the possibilities are. I actually have a much bigger backup than many of you. So I have set everything up in folders so that I know where it is, and it kind of looks like my hard drive, right? There are things in here that are just on this backup in the cloud, and there's stuff that coordinate with my hard drive on my computer. And of course, that'll also be the case when my phone app is live, which none of us have yet. So I want to show you something so you get it. Oh, that's the wrong one. I have pictures from G. That's where I want to click. This is like what is 1932 from now? This is more than like 80 years, 90 years of pictures, okay? I have my mother's pictures from way back. She had boxes that she hadn't organized and a few photo albums, but it wasn't really very organized. So I took the time to organize her stuff. And she also had folders in here that were really cool, that were full of my baby pictures. And then also there were some things that were pretty cool about it. She had negatives that she had saved, and my father was a photographer, and this was at the old times when they had the fancy cameras. And these pictures, a lot of them are, like in particular this one, were from one of those great big negatives that are like 5x7s or something. Now I did a little bit of work on it, but it was pretty clear, and this was very old. And I don't have the negatives anymore. I made sure and gave them to my sister, who was supposed to get all of the physical stuff when my mother died in 2011. But I have all of this in this folder. I can share this. So here's something you can do. If I go back in here and I click this so it's easier to see it, here's the same one. If I want to share it, I think you can share it here. No, I don't want that. Oh, here it is. I forget where it is. There's so much stuff in here. Okay, so you see this little guy along here? That means that you can share either a full folder or an individual picture anytime you want with the people that you do want to share it with. So I have already given my sisters in particular some actual USB media that had all of this in it, but if they didn't have that and they wanted to have just a link to see it and then maybe download it, all I would have to do is click this plus button right here, and you can see link copied, link share created. Okay, and now it's in my software and allowing me to use it right now. And I'm actually going to put it right here in our chat window, and you can actually go look at my personal family baby pictures. And I set it up to look like a baby book. And you get to do that anytime you want. You can do all sorts of fun things. I have a full music collection, a big, huge music collection. Probably 230 or 40 gigabytes at least. Actually, Karina, it's Linda. Naomi, I'm here to answer any question I can answer as long as it's not a support issue. Feel free to share that with me, okay? Just write it out as plainly as possible so I can help you out. Waiting for your question now, Naomi. And anyone else that has questions, that's exactly where we're at right now. Go ahead and ask any questions. No, he's not on tonight. You would probably be able to tell. But I do know he's actually in some of our groups talking to people. It is a few members up. I don't know what you're talking about, Nate. Okay. Let's see if I can find you. Okay. How do you set up and send? I have yet to send out. You mean new members that are part of your giveaway? Users. Is that what you're asking, Naomi? Please answer that question first, because I'm not sure what your question is. How do you back up your entire PC? Robert, that'll take some while, but you can. You simply decide what folders things are in and make sure that you have a sync folder set up for each and every place you want backed up. Like I showed you, I have my download folder backed up. I have my picture folder backed up. I have my music. Okay, Naomi, I'm not real sure what your question is. I think I understand, but if this is not going to answer it, you'll have to give me the question again. Let me go back to our Gotbackup folder here, and I think you mean how do you add additional people to your account? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and just do that. And I am going to add my sister. You would put a different password in here and username, not the same one that you have to log in. Make sure you have their correct email so that you can send it to them, and then you would add them. I'm not going to actually add them, but that's exactly what you would go about doing. And then that person would become a user. And as I told somebody, I think it was Ed earlier, it's a good idea to give them a password that's temporary unless they give you permission to look at all of their stuff, and then say, please change the password so that it's private. That's what I would do, okay? And then they would be able to just decide what information they want to share and what information they don't want to share. Because that's how you would feel, right? You wouldn't want to just have somebody getting in your back office and looking at everything if you didn't give them permission to do that. So that's how I suggest you go about doing that. Okay, so does anyone else have trouble reading this? It is a blur on my computer. Sharon, I don't know. I don't see anyone else saying that. Would highly appreciate placing a full tutorial in the members area. Actually, we do already have a full tutorial, and also I've done several. But there's also a setup PDF. Let me go there again because you need to download this, okay? So I'm going to go back over to, when you go into the business folder, there is a compensation folder, but there is also, right down here on the bottom, there's a download install guide. There's one for Mac and there's one for Windows. So download the one that is appropriate for the computer that you have. And this walks you through it very easily and simply, just like I did, even better though. And it has pictures and tells you exactly what to do. So does that answer your question, Eduardo? Okay, I don't know why that is because I'm not seeing blurry on my end. And it might be that the replay isn't, but it just might be because I'm doing it faster. I don't know. I haven't run into that before. But I do know that we get a pretty good, usually share screen with this software we're using. And when I'm looking at it, I can see it just perfectly well. Okay, good, Eduardo. I'm glad to see that. So go, if you have a Windows machine, make sure and download the correct PDF and walk through it with that PDF, okay? And you should be good to go. Thanks, Russ. I appreciate that. That might have to do with the amount of pixels you have in your personal screen. Some are good and some are not as good. When you add additional account, is that my account or an account for them? That would be an account that you're going to share with somebody, like a family member or a friend. And that's why I said I would make it not be a private, not be one that you have the password to. You really don't need to have more than one account for your personal stuff. So we have up to 6 users in and 6 different computers all over the world that we can share, depending on how much space you need personally. I would decide based on that. So that's how you would go. I don't know, Barry. It might have to do with needing glasses. I wear glasses when I look at the screen. It helps me out so I can see it better. and you could do that. Okay, great, Bob. That's what I would suggest. So be reasonable about it. Don't take somebody that's going to hog all of the space that you have in there. Like I am a hogger. I have a lot of stuff in there, and I have more to put in there. So I do have space to share, but I may not. So what I have to do on next expiration date? I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean when you get charged again? You don't have to do anything special, but I would suggest you get set up and going. I do have things in a full screen already, KJ, and some people can see it, some people can't. Yeah, you are currently looking at chat because I am currently answering your questions. That's exactly what you're looking at because that's where we're at, okay? Unless there's a need for me to share the screen, I can actually take it out. How's that? So if you have other questions, make sure and ask, and I'll be glad to answer them. Okay, I'm sorry. How do you set up if you cannot pay? Anna, I would get with support on that, okay? Thank you, Sharon. Yes, and one good thing about using something like a PDF is you're not in a hurry, right? Do it one little piece at a time until you get it right. Oh, I've not run into that, Naomi. Um, that might actually be a support issue because my Gotbackup doesn't flash. So get with support on anything like that and ask them to check it out. Anna, we're only charging $9.97 a month. I don't know of any business that gives this kind of really great pay that charges this low. So you really need to look at this a little differently. Yes, you're going to have a charge because we are a real business and it is important to understand that. Okay? Good. Great. Okay. I am here to answer questions. If I have multiple systems to back up, how would you do each one up to 6? Bob, actually, if it's your own personal systems, you do not have to have a separate account to do that. You can actually do it inside of the same account, logging in from a different device. As far as the phone goes, you can even do it from the phone right now, but hold on, we're going to have apps pretty soon. Let's say you have another laptop like I do. I have a tower and a laptop. I log in with a separate with the same login from this account for that one because I want everything in the same backup, okay? I don't want 3 or 4 different places I have to go to look at what I've got backed up. So the reason why you have separate accounts is to add other people that might be interested in having it, unless you want them to be customers. I am getting 0 signups and I am running ads everywhere with 0 results. I don't know, Jim. We're having good results. You know what you can do, though, is run that ad, get that ad to Joel and ask him to maybe help you troubleshoot it and see what it's saying, okay? Yeah, exactly, Robert. We'd be paying 40 or more, and it could easily be $100 a month. I'm not telling you a lie. They're giving us so much value for the money. It's just amazing. Again, Anna, if this is an issue with not being able to get the right card or whatever to work, this is a support issue, not something I can help you with. Yes, Ernie, if you drag and drop stuff into your Gotbackup file, it will begin a sync of those files. Yeah, and T-Mobile charges, a lot of money for a new card and for the service, doesn't it? Let's create 6 different folders and organize the backup for each folder. Yeah, depending on how many different things that you're going to do. But like I said, the 6 accounts is not if you only plan to use that account for yourself, okay? You don't need to have separate accounts. Just have one account. You can have unlimited folders, and you can have to the top of your 6T of space you're going to use. I don't know what his ad is, and I don't know if he's just taking it straight out of our ad copy or what. Some of that works that way, and some of it doesn't. You've got to do a little troubleshooting and testing when it comes to ads, okay? It's kind of a different animal. It's not automatic, because you got to think about it. Who are you trying to attract? What brought you here? Think about that for a minute. Answer that question to yourself. What got me started? What got me here? What was I attracted to? Now, reverse that. How can I turn that around and create sales? Can we get paid on a prepaid? Certainly. You can use a prepaid as long as you're putting money in there enough to cover the money you need to get paid on. I'm pretty sure that they do accept those if they're Visa, MasterCard. Yeah, Robert, exactly. You do tests of different things. He may not have that kind of skill, Robert, so it's hard to tell where he's at with that. You probably need somebody to look at what he's got, and I'm not the one to do that. I don't do a lot of that kind of ad stuff. I like to do solos, but I don't like to do my own ads much. What needs to be done to delete pictures from the cell phone but save them in GBU? You would simply make a folder in your cloud of the pictures you want. Go ahead and upload them in there, and then you can delete them off the phone or off your computer. If you do a manual install of your stuff on the cloud, it's not going to be syncing. It's going to be just there on the cloud. I hope that makes sense. Okay, John, okay. I don't know. You'd have to ask support on that. Okay, John? Yeah, definitely, Robert. Hopefully the person that he bought the ads from is willing to work with him and help him out. Because you shouldn't just be throwing money away. You need to test it out and check it out, okay? Start a little slower and smaller so that you don't break the bank. Okay, Anna, again, that's probably a tech support issue, okay? Yeah, absolutely, KJ. You can get it out to any of the social media. What I suggest is actually using the very important task of creating curiosity. Do you know what I mean by using curiosity? I mean that you actually are not telling them everything, and don't give them the link, and get them to start responding to you and asking questions. You don't have any limit to how much you can put up until you reach the limit of the 6T of space in your account. And they do allow you to actually buy additional space if you need to do that. If I transferred pictures to Gotbackup, how do I find them to print them? All you would have to do is click on one of them, and you could then download or print from that. I'm pretty sure that you can print right in the software. I haven't tried to print, but I do know you can download. really good questions. Smart people here that are really wanting to get going. That's great. In fact, maybe I'll share the screen again and see. Yeah. If I go to my program here, into mine, I'll see if I can print one of those pictures, but I only have black and white. I could print it to a PDF, definitely. I've been lazy about going and getting new print cartridges. But let's see, I need to find something that would be interesting. Okay, this is my mother. Let's see what it lets us do here. Download. It doesn't let you print, but you can download. Okay? And then you could print from your computer. So that's how I would go about doing that. Okay? Alrighty. No, we're not talking about List Elevate tonight. We're talking about Gotbackup. But all of the programs in our back office, if you have that and Gotbackup, have videos. They're little orange tabs on the right-hand side of each page, and they do explain all of the programs. John, that's actually private information. And it actually doesn't guarantee that you're going to make money just because I make money, or some of these other leaders that are on here tonight. Okay, Susan, that's probably a tech support issue also if you're not getting it to accept a change in your info. You don't know the answer to the questions. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, not you. John, you will make 50%, and the first new person every single month, if it's a new person the first time, 200% the first time, and after that 50%, and then the second level, if that person starts making money, you will make 25%. Okay? Yes, Paul, you're right. The videos are very, very good. Any more questions? We've nearly done an hour. Where is a video on how to create a folder? I don't know that there is one, but it's not hard to do. You simply use that plus button. Let me go ahead and share the screen again. And close this out. If you want to put up a new folder, you see this folder right, this plus button right here. You have several different choices. In fact, you can even make documents in here. And that's pretty cool. I've played with that a little bit. But to create a new folder is the second one down. And you just click that, and then you type in what you want that to be. And then you click this button right here, this arrow, and it becomes a folder in your folder. So I just say test. Now I have a folder inside this folder. Not that I actually wanted one in there, but that's how you would do it. And then you just click that to add in anything you want in there. Does one browser work better than others? Edge works good. Chrome works good. Some of those off-brand ones don't, okay? So you stay with the regular ones. regenerate to get to your Gotbackup support. Let me go back in there again. When we go into the support folder, you simply come up here. You see at the top, this button at the top right in the black button right there. It says support. If you click that, you'll see that you can either view tickets or submit tickets. You submit a ticket. Most things, unless they're specifically about billing or commission, are general. And then you proceed. Now, I'm not going to write one because I'm not going to get the support ticket actually generated, but you go ahead and put a topic in here and describe. Give them detail without getting too crazy, and then hit the form right here and see the blue button on the bottom, and then it's created and ready to go. Okay, that means you probably created a username. So try seeing if you can opt in with the username that you created. If it says that you are that user, if not, then you have to change it until it is your username. But there's a very good chance that you already created a username and didn't realize you did. If you can't find it, again, ask support for help. The tools responder are very good. Use the contacts capture pages. Pam, most of us in just plain Gotbackup do not have where they can create capture pages yet. That is an upgrade to a program called SendShark, which we're not talking about tonight. But we do have an actual lead. Oh, I didn't do that. Let's go ahead and add that. I'll go back and show where. I'm going to close this. I don't want to actually do that. So to get to the where you can email your system leads in the Gotbackup system, look for lead capture system. I showed this to you once already, but you can email these people. What I actually suggest is that you do what's called a broadcast. I'll go ahead and click that. And of course, you will move your list over here so that it's ready to go. We actually have now some templates in here that makes it easier than just starting out fresh with nothing. This is going to need you to actually do some work in here the first time, but you can actually use this over and over again once you've started. And this is actually the user's name right here. Of course, this is filler text. You need to replace this. You need to put something here if you want to. These links on the bottom are set up for you to actually put your own personal link in here. And the way you would do that is you'd click this and go get your Facebook URL. And it's a good idea to actually have this become a new window. And then you would just say something in here like Linda's Facebook, so that that person knows what it is. And then make sure the link is in here. And that's how that would become a link. Now, if you don't have all of these things, you can actually delete those. I don't have a Twitter. I don't use Instagram. I do have a YouTube. So in mine, I actually have just Facebook and YouTube. And then it also has a link up here, which you need to actually edit because that's not a real link until you put your own link in here. This can be the link to your Gotbackup. This can be linked to a blog post. It can be a link to your Facebook page. It's whatever you decide that can be. And then make sure that's complete. You do that again by clicking this. And as you can see, this is now open. And now you need to change this to what you want it to be. Okay? Give it a title. and then say OK. Once you've done that, and this is also actually intended to be an image, you take out this text right here, and then you can, then you actually can add that image by removing this part, and then adding an image by going and uploading something. And I actually did that myself. So mine is actually back here in my pictures. You might notice I've got the Gotbackup working on this because this folder is where I store all of my stuff. So I think it's in the regular pictures. You might notice it has check marks because it's working. Takes a while when we're on a share screen in a webinar for it to show things. Well, let's just say I'm going to put that there. Let's see what happens. And you don't want it to be this big. You need to take down the dimensions. No larger than 600, and then tab over so this gets changed also. And that is actually what I put in mine. It just depends on what you want to put there. I made that over in Canva. Yes, regeneration zone. Your user links. Wrong one, sorry. Your user links are actually, if you go back, whoops, wrong one. If you come back out of here, where are you? Oh, I guess we're in here. If you go back to Gotbackup and look at your reseller tools, your links are the first tab right here. This is your links right here. And to get the link actually to generate with your username, you need to click it. So now when I scroll down, this is the actual link that goes with this account right here. All right, I think we've covered just about everything I can think of. If you've got any new questions. Yes, Sharon, we've got some of the best support out there, I think. Considering how many people we have in the company, we've got quite a few people already in Gotbackup, but you understand this company's been around for quite a while. So we have a lot of programs that are involved with GVO, and they take care of all of us generally before 24 hours is up. So it really is really cool. If you're a new member, do you have to wait to use the broadcast? No, you can have one lead in there, Deb, and use the broadcast system in there. I would recommend you get busy and use it right away. Don't wait till you have 50 or 100 leads. Talk to them every day. Be friendly. You don't have to be salesy. The company already promotes our program. So all you have to do is say, hey, I'm Deb, I'm new. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I was so amazed at what the value is I get from this. I want to make sure you can contact me and talk to me anytime. My Facebook is blah, blah. My phone number is blah, blah. Or you can just hit reply. Now, does that sound like it's salesy? No, that sounds friendly, right? So you can do that, every one of you. I'm going to remove the share screen. Yes, live chat is good, and they get back to you on support and they actually have our support set up 24/7. They have it set up where I think it goes over to India first after hours. Like right now, probably it goes over to India and they take up, and it's morning over there by now. Or probably that's how they handle it. And then it goes over after that um, to I don't know why I have trouble remembering the other place. But anyway, they have that. Thank you, Walter. I appreciate it. But anyway, we have 24-hour service with it. Yes, regeneration, Gotbackup is available anywhere where somebody has a credit card and they're willing, they can use it. So we're pretty close to, it just depends on if they have banking problems or whatever. But yes, you can use it anywhere. And if you need a different way to get paid, you can contact our support. Now, they want us to use what's back there in our back office as much as possible because they don't want to send out millions of checks because they'll get shut down by their bank. So that's why we've got the online systems we already have in place. Ukraine, thank you, John. I was drawing a blank on the other country. You cannot just add leads unless they give you permission to, Paul. So it's better to get them to just opt into something, and that's a better way anyway because they're giving you permission, right? You want them to give you permission because then they don't hit the spam button, and that hurts all of us when they hit the spam button. You're welcome, Deborah. I appreciate you coming. I'm glad you all had a good time and you got your questions answered. I think most of you did, except for if it was a support issue. And there's just some things you're going to have personal contact with our support, which are, like several of you have said, are awesome. And they do a good job of helping us out. So you guys have an awesome evening, a really cool evening. You're welcome, Nathan. I appreciate you coming. And make sure and let us know. And this will be automatically in replay in the YouTube channel. So you can come back if you need to, listen again. Or you can also bring your other friends and people that you're inviting over. And thank you, Ernie. I really appreciate it. I have fun doing this. It's my way to give back. So you guys have a great evening. We'll be talking again next Monday. Thank you, Gregory.